Okay, guess we're gonna introduce ourselves. I'm Ray Laughlin, Chairman of the Board.
Andy Reinfuss, Vice Chair.
Donna Adams, board member.
Herb Marshall, member.
Gina Spino, member.
Shay, member. Ray Robinson, not member.
John Lathnish, member. Rick Albato, lawyer for the board.
Bud Shattuck, yes. Cheers.
Oh, Tracy Farrier,
There's always one we.
contracted administrative staff.
And Mike Miller, Director. Thank you.
Reading and approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
So move.
Second that. Additions, corrections, comments. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Bills, communications.
Everything was in the packet online. I have a copy of the bills here if you'd like to see them. I did include the one that you're probably the most interested in your printed packet, which is the Highlander retainage. That's the last, I believe the last disbursement to Highlander. It's about $63,000. So that should close that up and allow Michael to move forward with getting the disbursement from EDA. Everything else is standard monthly or regular invoices.
This will close all of our problems with Highlander.
I don't know if that's the case. I don't promise that.
Motion to pay your bill.
I so move. Second.
Questions? Concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Report of treasurer.
So you have in your packet your monthly reports. I will call your attention to the balance sheet in particular. I've highlighted a few lines on the balance sheet to show how we've addressed the restricted land fund. You can see that as a sub-account of the Cayuga Lake National Bank money market, how that's been broken out into its own separate $1.25 million sub on the balance sheet. And then you can also see that it's separated out from the unrestricted net assets as a separate equity line at the bottom of the balance sheet. So you can see that same $1.25 million there. So this restriction has been set up in the balance sheet and the books. And then if we decide to open a separate account for that, we can move that around, but just know that that funding has now been restricted on the books. Otherwise, nothing too interesting to point to from last month. There's a little bit of cleanup we need to do on accounts payables related to some year-end journal entries from the audit, but I'm gonna continue to work on those and make sure I do them correctly. And but nothing too substantial.
Have we received the $1 million from the milk plan on the, we have 2 lots yet?
No, that should be completed over the next month.
And what interest are we getting on that money?
3, 4, I think was the last, it's a floating money market rate right now. Part of the discussion I had with Ray and John in particular was setting up the account. Do we want to open up a brand new account? Or can we separate it out on the balance sheet so we know it's a line item? So I contacted the bank and said, we're getting a great rate. Can we get something similar? So they sent over what they have right now. Their other money markets aren't as good. They do have CDARs, and I believe that was contained in this packet. If not, I can send that around for the board's review. We could layer it in a couple of CDARs, but again, what we wanted to make sure we did for today's review is to reflect what the board voted on last month, but separate these monies out so we know what are dedicated funds as part of that. So I do thank Tracy for getting that set up. We're not losing money by keeping it in that account. And as those monies from the CMI land sale come in, they will be going directly into that account as well.
Thank you.
Your motion to approve the treasurer's report. Second. Any further questions to the treasurer? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Carried. Executive.
Okay, as usual, you have my written report in your packet. Here I have my walk-on report. Happy to report back that we did successfully close on the Decathlon warehouse project. We did a partial closing on that. Sales and loose tax. We'll be doing the pilot closing probably over the next month as part of the closing with the plant land sales. We do anticipate a new project application coming in next month. It's a renewable project up in Sterling. I've been in contact with two large potential housing projects planned for potentially Senate. The other one is in the town of Brutus. Not expecting those to come before the board this year, but more of an FYI. We've been getting more inquiries around large housing projects. Two other items under general project updates. Continuing to advance discussions for potential land acquisition to the town of Brutus. These are very early stage conversations right now, so not too much to report other than that, but likely over the next month. We'll be looking to have a much more in-depth conversation around that. Lastly, as I believe many of you know, we have been in contact with folks from Agricola Wind. This is the major wind turbine project down in the towns of Scipio and Venice. They did have a public hearing over the last month. I'm sure you saw it in the paper if you weren't there in person. Very, very well attended, at least 200 plus people were there in person. Again, the company applicant or developer has intended to apply for IDA benefits. What I've told them and any acquiring folks from county at large is I have nothing to report. And I'm telling the board that here, I have nothing to report other than they have demonstrated their intent to apply for IDA benefits.
They haven't applied, but they intend. Like you said.
Exactly. A lot of it still requires final permitting from the state before that they approach the IDA, and that's really been the basis of my discussions with them around that. Going on over to stakeholder engagement, continuing to meet with our peer agencies on a bi-weekly basis. On July 29th, I attended the Summer IDA Academy. I did circulate board member training materials from that session itself. I think it's good for everyone to review it, but it doesn't count as certification for the board members. You would have to go to an online training. Let me know if I can help facilitate that for you if you have not been updated over the last 3 years. Once more, David Gould has reestablished the Micron Steering Committee, which had its second steering committee meeting over the last couple of weeks. Site selection committee that I sit on is a subcommittee of that. We just met earlier this week to review prior and potential sites as well. Just today, part of my role on the Regional Economic Development Council, I sat through a pitch competition for Achieve Grant monies. Next week, I'll be sitting in on a CFA scoring session with the executive committee on that. The sub item related to the pitch competition, Wells College had been considered, but because they still have not selected a winning bidder, cannot be considered for that project. So looking for avenues of what can be done around Wells once an actual winning bid is selected. Our countywide strategic planning committee is moving forward. We're going to have a meeting over the next month to discuss next steps, but to my understanding, so far they've made pretty good progress along those lines there. Reminder that Harry Terwilliger and likely Jenny Haynes will be looking to present to the board next month about the countywide housing study. And I believe best to save some feedback direct that Chairman Lockwood and I had around the economic roundtable that was called by Chairman Anna over the last month. That's the high and low. all those points there, but happy to answer any questions.
Anything got closed now? Highland and Grant.
Yes, so as Tracy made reference to this scan, and it's meant to be the very last payment for them, so we have received sign off papers from them as well as CNS companies. With this payment, going out the door, we're able to finalize our disbursement request, and it's the last one, so there's more material required for both the ESD grant and the EPA grant. So this is another milestone ahead, and will help package everything up. I will add that thanks to John Latnition, we were able to gain access to prior canceled checks when you guys were doing some work with KeyBank. So we had to go back 6 years to get as much money as we can out of this. So again, thank you, John.
Any questions? Thanks. Unfinished.
Okay, in your packets, this is more of a general reminder for everybody, so. If you did not complete or have not had the chance to have a little more reflection around the mid-year board evaluation. Tracy brought some printouts here. I know a few of you had done it last month, but we want to make sure we got everyone's response to that, so we can have a gut check before getting to the end of the year and saying, wait a minute, there's a big problem. We need to take a harder look into that.
Who has some done?
They're anonymous, so I don't know.
Oh.
No, I put my name on it. You know you got mine.
I will tell you, I know I got John's and I know I got Ray's. That's what I can tell you.
You have total, do you know? Because I feel like, did we do, because I remember you and well, I don't know.
I've submitted, I've done so many of them, I can't. remember.
And I feel like I totally did, because I know it's important.
Usually.
No, I
I
think
send
I
it to you.
tried to, but. So how many you got?
He doesn't remember right now, probably it's two,
Oh.
he literally has two, so that means we did.
I wanna
We're
say
making the
3.
late-
I think it's
making
3.
that.
So even if
It's
we've
not
done it,
great.
we'll just do it again to make sure.
Yeah, why don't you give us the sheets? And we'll.
You all have the sheets.
These are the sheets right here.
She did provide us right here, yeah, we
Got
got
mine
it.
third filled
Yeah.
out.
It's a
Good
separate
job.
piece of paper.
What's
Okay,
the training? That
Good
same thing
job.
I had,
Look,
what-
This one,
thank you.
Probably.
Yeah,
Just have to
we just
send
did
it
it.
over.
mix it up,
Any,
maybe high
Well,
school
the
viewers.
other portion of this
No, I didn't.
is not to have board member nominations this month, but for that committee to begin those discussions now. That's what we did last year, and it found that to be a much better process. Quick reminder that the governance committee is meeting next month.
who's on that?
So that is Donna, Andy, and Gina.
Gina, yeah.
Any other thing? For the director?
Oh, for the governance, you guys want to meet next month, a half hour ahead, or?
You have
On
to.
this
We have to,
schedule.
it's not, if you want to, it's right
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
You're good with
we're
that?
meeting, yeah.
All right. We already did the land reserve account, right?
We did, so we covered that there, and I'll just wait for any board feedback on thoughts around that, either today or post the meeting. I don't think any decision has to be made today, since we do have it noted in our system right now.
Okay. Upcoming meetings, I think you just went over them.
I did, inadvertently, the Summer IDA Academy is still on there, but the ADO training. Again, this is for board members only, September 10th and 19th, 9:30 to 11 online. Once more, governance set to meet Thursday, the 19th, half an hour before our regular meeting, the same day.
Is there a motion to go into executive session to discuss land acquisition?
I will move.
Second.
On favor?
Um,
Opposed?
So. Third. Did everybody agree?
Of what?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a split headache from today. I had a bad day.
Aye.
I,
Any opposed?
No, let him to say.
I want Bud here for a minute.
Okay.